actually relaunching the information that you may have missed. So us as the golf company is concerned, that's what we're striving to do, is provide as much knowledge as we possibly can to the marketplace, through the professionals of each of the industries. So today specifically is going to be Josh with this gym here, understanding how the body should be working. I'm just a golfer, I don't understand how the body works, but a general understanding of how the golf body should work. But when it comes to getting some kind of performance out of the body, definitely PTs, coaches, trainers in that specific space is definitely better. So to start off with, I want to get a bit of an idea on what you guys are doing at the moment in relation to physical conditioning. So obviously there's this curiosity in the back of the mind on doing something at home, member of a gym, doing classes, any of that kind of stuff. So I want to kind of go around the room and get a bit of an idea on what your kind of body journey has been, I guess.
Yeah. I'm an ex-footballer, which doesn't make for a good golfer, really, I suppose. Pretty bulky and pretty tight and stiff and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Shoulders and hips and all that sort of stuff. It wasn't off the golf swing at all.
Yeah. And are you doing something at the moment?
Yeah, have started doing a lot more flexibility work.
Perfect.
Yeah. I was getting sciatica and just tight back issues and stuff like that. And talk to physio and chiropractor and stuff like that. So got to start doing some stretching, mobility stuff if you want to improve. And I sort of based around golf, and so it does help.
Yeah, nice.
That's just feeling better.
Perfect.
Nothing really.
Nothing?
Last 6 months, no.
Good. Awesome. So ready to start?
Yeah.
So?
Yeah, nothing.
Cool.
We just bumming it and
Yeah.
golf clubs.
Well, that's a shot to the
Good.
system.
Oh. It's warm again.
I love
It really back into it.
Yeah, perfect.
No, I don't know.
No. Cool.
Same thing.
Yeah.
I'm starting to.
Good.
And I'll give you a reason.
Yeah.
I've only been learning for a few months, like 4 months or so. I worked in IT for the last 20 years, so I sit at the desk all
Yes.
day,
Yeah.
every 10, 11 hours a day.
Yeah.
So for me, stretching, I'm like rigid as.
Yeah.
So I've been getting a few lessons, and even just learning to the dissociation of the hips and the rib cage and that separation. It's actually starting to fix a lot of my lower back pain.
Interesting.
Like that sort of that movement. But one thing my wife likes to pick on me about is I got an intercostal muscle tear,
Okay.
so between the ribs.
Yeah.
And she goes, "How do you hurt yourself playing golf?" And I was just trying too hard.
Yeah.
With the
Just
right
what you
form.
think.
I don't think been playing. I've only been playing for
Yeah.
3 weeks, just going to the range and trying to whack as many balls as I can, trying to achieve something.
Yeah. I love
So
it.
since that, I just wanted to sort of fix my range of motion, stretch.
Awesome. And that dissociation thing is definitely going to be a hot topic today, understanding why does that cause a lot of the golfing problems when it comes to the actual golf shots itself.
Yeah, my story's I've got a home gym
Yep.
and love using it, but the rowing machine got the better of me and I had a heart attack 2 months ago. So that was pushed to the corner,
Yeah.
and I want to try and get into something a bit more docile and not think I'm 45 at 65, and
Yeah.
that's why I'm here.
Love it. Love it. Right.
I have a PhD
Yep.
and I do kickboxing.
Perfect.
A bit of running.
Nice. So don't mess with you. Don't mess with you. Right, Tom.
Not much for me, mate, at the moment.
Okay.
I used to do a fair bit when I was younger, but injuries and life gets in the way, and
Yeah.
we're a fair bit of weight since then. And
Yeah.
not really doing much apart from, I consider my 1 or 2 games of golf a week my exercise at the minute with the young kid at home, so
Awesome.
try and get something going.
Yeah, love it. Love it.
A little bit of jogging, to play.
Cool.
Had a lower back problem before, so I know that with some more glutes and hammies and
Yeah.
some back exercises, but pretty minimal.
100%. 100%.
Bit of gym work, running and yoga, so it mix up a little bit, but probably nothing targeted focused towards golf, despite that being kind of my main hobby or main kind of sport on the side. So nothing really targeted in that area, more generic stuff.
Interesting. So there's definitely a bit of a pattern going on here in relation to the golf club takes 1.5 seconds. You repeat that 70 times, 80 times, we're looking at 140 seconds worth of swimming. Is all the strenuous activity that we're doing actually on the golf course. It's not a lot. So when we think about that, it's like we need to make sure that we're preparing our body so when we're just doing those things, it's an actual motion like throwing. We're not sitting here going, I've got to stand like this and now I've got to start transferring my weight and then I've got to start to move like this, because by the time a thought goes through, the golf swing's done. So we're going to start treating the golf swing as more of an action rather than a sequence of steps to do. If we're trying to refine those steps, 100%, yeah, take the time and effort, and this is going to be the first exercise I'm going to get you guys to do, is I want you guys to stand up. We're going to spend about 5 minutes just introducing each other, person next to you. And this is the first drill that I want you guys to do, and I want you guys to watch each other as we're doing this. It's a disassociation thing. So from here, and it's going to look simpler than what it actually is, and I've got Josh, who's the master of the body, to do this, and he found it a little bit. So the first one I'm going to get people to do is imagine your belt buckle's pointing straight ahead, and we're just going to get the upper body just to turn. Yeah? And it's not a massive range of motion. We're not looking for the 90 degrees of shoulder rotation that's kind of out there, because the body just doesn't do that. So just being able to do this. And then the second one, that was the easy one. The harder one is keeping the upper body nice and quiet, and then just moving the lower body. Yeah. So we'll see a lot of different moving patterns when this happens, and this is where the combination of stability and mobility come into place. Yeah. So some of us might be a little bit too tight to do those exercises. Perfect mobility to loosen those things up. The other side might be the stability element of actually being able to hold the body into place, and actually start to feel the core switching on and things like that. Why this is important, this is probably the number one movement pattern that will help a golfer, because this motion that I just demonstrated isn't something that you will do in a gym program, because it's not a functional motion. We never do this motion when it comes to picking something up and moving it, and it's not an actual functional motion, where squatting and pull-ups and those things like that are definitely part of functional motion. So if we look at the other activities there, yeah, just by general training, that will happen. But if we don't consciously teach the body, this is how I want it to move, it will never happen. So let me explain this as a golf shot, right? So in a golf swing, I'm in this kind of posture. I swing back and then I swing through. Ultimately, if I can disassociate myself, if I can get my lower body to set, I can then move my upper body. So one of the most common moves that we see in the golfing industry is from here, everything wants to fly together. This is where you see that out, over the top, across the ball, big slice to the right hand side, or I hit it way left. This also can create contact issues. So if I'm now here, and I can't disassociate myself and keep that upper body here, and as everything starts to wind up, you can start to see everything wants to move up and out, which then can create inconsistent contact. And this is where your hand-eye coordination plays overtime. So what tends to happen is once we start to get the body synchronized, there's two products that we should end up with. One is more speed with a lot less effort. So when we're using the facility over there and we start to implement these exercise and activities, speed is going to be massive. Yeah, we want to see as much club head speed as we humanly possibly can generate. Yeah, and then the second part is the control, because again, the controlling of the golf club, one of the main functions is I want to be able to change the path of my swing depending on what the golf shot is that I want to do. So if I physically can't disassociate my body here, I've got to come up with a compensation. And that's not a bad thing, just per se, but if I've got the choice to actually get my body to work properly, and if I can get my body to work properly, that prevents injuries, it's probably worth it. Yeah. So this functional motion, what I'm going to get you guys to do is I'm going to get you guys to stand up, introduce each other, and I just want you to watch each other. Yep. Do these motions. And if you guys feel comfortable, if we are struggling to get the pattern happening, just if I, this should be too short. So you're going to test up. So if we find one of these motions too strenuous, so we're going to start off with the lower body. feel free, sorry, the upper body, feel free to hold the hips like so, just so the player in front of you can get a sensation of what the upper body should be. And then the reverse is hold the upper body, and just to help them understand what that lower body is. So I'm not squeezing them and holding them, but this will really start to understand, you know, is it a mobility thing or is it a stability thing there? So I'll give you guys a couple minutes to introduce ourselves, get comfortable. Give it a go. Standing up nice and tall, shoulders back. Yeah, you can just get one at a time. Assess each other. So if you're watching this lower body, see the lower body's moving, so go back to neutral again. So if I hold your hips there, and yeah, that's it. Correct. Yeah. Exactly right. Which is going to be your glute strength, you know, those types of things. Interesting. Yeah, exactly right. So you can just reduce that range of motion. It's not about how much motion we can create. It's just right. This isn't about how far can you turn and twist. It's just to feel. Correct.
Is it still going, is it?
Exactly right. And then when you're holding onto someone's hips, you're going to feel them trying to fight back.
You're like me.
It didn't feel like it was going, but
Yeah. That's it. A lot less. Yep. Yep. So do the, just pick one, whether you want to do the upper body first or the lower body first. Yeah. Just do it half, yeah, half, just start off with, yeah. So just stay upright, now hold the chest.
Yeah, so it looks like everything's going. So then it's got that, like you gotta hold it.
So which part are you trying to do? Top or bottom? Perfect. So I'm just going to hold you.
That was getting better.
The upper body.
Oh, nah.
Hold it. Strong, stay solid. Yep.
That's it, right now. Just the
Third
top
side.
up. So just the bottom up. That's good.
Yeah, I think so.
So a little bit of mobility, a little bit of stability, yeah.
Hold it.
Awesome. Everybody had a bit of a go? Yeah, 100%. 100%.
If you like sitting, you can stand here and
Alright, have a seat. I'm trying to do it a go. So 100%, this is definitely something, there's an exercise. Jacob, the coach, I can't do this, but it's like when you consciously think of doing something, so something so simple like thumb up, point in, and then you switch. See, I can't even do it. You know, so all of a sudden, like, this is the things that we're trying to do, right? Like, you know, it's just something, such a simple little exercise. Like, I've got thumb up and I'm pointing, and all I'm trying to do is switch these. So the first part is we go through this level of learning called unconsciously incompetent, which means I've got no idea what I'm doing, I don't even know if I'm doing it right, which is where we all start. And then we become consciously incompetent. So it's like, I know this is how I want to move it, but I just can't. And then eventually it's like, sweet, I've become consciously competent. And these are the stages that we go through. And ultimately we want to get to the stage when we're swinging a golf ball, we're unconsciously competent. So I'm not even thinking about it, and I can do this and I can do this without having to think about it. I can have a conversation and still do this, which means I can do it in my subconscious. And that's ultimately the level that we want to get to, no matter what it is that we do in life. Because if it becomes just an automatic thing, So, practicing this in front of the mirror. Yeah, if this is the only thing that you get out of today's session, it's liquid gold. Yeah, and then use the mirror as that feedback. Yeah, there's nothing that's going to lie to you when you've got a mirror in front of you and you're trying to do these things. It's like, man, it's you. You're the one doing this, not anybody else. Yeah, what I feel and what is actually happening, I get that instant feedback. That's literally how I learned how to, do this move as well. And then if you have something that can support that, even better. So, without further ado, I'm going to flip it over to Josh. So he's our, we're fortunate enough to have Josh as our PT. And yeah, a lot of these exercises, glute bridges and things that you're going to hate by the end of tonight. Okay, guys, to you.
Probably great, so first of all, thank you, Tommy. So my name's Josh, I'm the head coach here at AMT. I've been working with Tommy and Alicia for the past couple of months now. Obviously progressing and building in the world of strength and conditioning and their fitness journey, which the idea is to obviously build their game or their swing and to incorporate the training with golf. Right? So there's a big thing here where I've said specific to you. Obviously you guys have come here for a reason. You have something in the back of your mind, you see some value in this and linking golf to strength and conditioning or to fitness or to training. We've gone around the room, there's some injuries, there's niggles, tightness, soreness, so we understand that maybe mobility and stability is a key thing. Yeah, cool. So, what I've got here is a hierarchy, or a pyramid hierarchy. Obviously, being the most important thing in the foundation of movement is gymnastics. That's not gymnastics of like running on a beam or ribbons and all that shit. It's body control. Cool. Understanding how you move, being able to link mind and muscle together, just like you went through that drill then. So it's understanding how we should move functionally, but also in a way that, with golf, what we need to do to get X, Y, Z. Then you've got metabolic conditioning. So that's strength and conditioning, that's the intensity stuff, the fast-paced stuff. That's the stuff that's going to keep you moving for a lot longer. Above that, you've got weightlifting and throwing, which is your explosive strength. So that's the power output. And then on the top is sport. So without either one of these, or being the main thing, body control, we can't have that. We're looking to be able to move well for a long period of time domain. So in other words, being able to play golf for a lot longer. Cool? Sweet. Love it. Bonus of incorporating strength and conditioning, or training, or movement, mobility, stability, all that stuff, is you're gonna get explosive strength. There's 9 variations of strength. Explosive being the key one for you guys, obviously moving a load for a long distance or fast, i.e. the ball going further. Cool? Then you've got your power output. So increasing the drive and the speed. That's a key part. Stability, we want range of motion. So you want to be able to move comfortably, be able to extend that range without any tightness, soreness, or release tension, fresh blood flow into the muscle. That's a key part that you go through. And preventing injury. So if you think like your muscle is like a rubber band, if you're not stretching or you're not adding in exercises to help alleviate that, it's slowly pulling until something's going to tear. So you want to let that blood flow in, stretch out, release the tension, and you're going to get further range. Okay? We are creating body awareness. That is the key goal. So from here, going off about what Tom has gone through, we're going to go through a couple of exercises, mobility drills, a little warm up, and some key movements that you're going to find will help you express all of that. And what I like to link into their training to obviously help in the end result with golf. Cool? Sweet team. So let's shuffle the chairs away to the side. We can move, spread out the knees in the middle of the floor. So the fun's going to begin. It's going to be a great little way, as simple as it is, naturally or functionally, we should all be able to do a swap. So a swap is here, right? You look at a baby, the baby will pick something up, they'll swap down, they'll pick it up. Over time, we get lazy and do that shit. Cool. What we're going to do here is we're going to hold a 5-minute swap. This is a cumulative. We're going to be below parallel. Your chest is up the whole time. We're not going to be resting here or anything like that. We're going to sit here for 5 minutes. That is the key goal for this next part. Cool. If you need to shake it off, stand up. You can do so. You can go back down. Happy days? Cool. I want you to give the person next to you a high five. And someone's gonna be fucking great. 5 minutes of squatting. Let's go. Righty-o team. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. As we're going across the room, I'm going to check, have a look at our squat, correct if needs be. Fantastic. We've got our arms up, hold our chest up, we're going to be hunched over. Curving the lower spine. Awesome. 5 minutes. It's a long time.
Almost 5 minutes of your life.
Yep.
30 seconds already.
Get yourself distracted.
Yeah, 10 minutes, great squat. Remember, if it is getting spicy, you can shake it off. Stand tall. Absolutely fine. We're still looking forward. If we're looking down, we've got a little kink in the spine, so we've got a nice straight back. All fine. Fabulous work. That's 60 seconds. Still got 4 minutes. You need to. Back down. Keep holding it. Keep holding it well. Coming up to 2 minutes. Very good. That's 2.5 minutes. We're halfway. Keep holding in a nice squat position. Our feet should be underneath our hips. Toes doing that just to 45. Keep your hips down, pushing that. Well done. If you do it in the European, Thailand, lap, see how they sit all the time. Nice, really nice thing. That's 3 minutes in, we have 2 minutes remaining. Keep holding. Big thing with strength and conditioning or the movements that we do over here is body awareness. That's the key part. Understanding and being able to read one movement to the other. Holding, doing very well. 3.5 minutes. Keep our chest up for a long time. Control. 60 seconds. This is the last 60. See if you can hold it for the whole time. Stay down below and let the seat position. Okay, 45 seconds. Last 30 seconds. Some mobility, stretching. So good. Last little bit. You've got 30 seconds as you sit down low, stay there. This is all about mental battle now. 15 seconds. Keep holding, doing very well. 10 seconds. Stay in a good position. 3, 2, 1, and cool. Well done.
Well done.
Steve, give me some of a high five and a love. Well done. So good. Cool. Who found that tough or challenging? Yeah, tough, yeah. Right, now that we're feeling warm, we're going to go into some stretches. Again, we've got 8 here to build our range of motion, extend, get rid of any tension in the muscles, groups, and move through. Everything is connected. So if we've got hips really tight, that's generally because your quads tight on any, something's going on with the knees, we've got ankles and calves. Same thing for us. lunge position. Here, we're going to draw our knee forward of our toe without raising your heel. Here, we're just stretching out the Achilles and ankle. We're just going to do 5 reps forward and back. Cool. And then lunge position, right forward and come back. 5 reps each side. If your heel is raising, you can just come back, go ahead, reset, try and take a little bit further. And it's fine. Fantastic. So here's the knee far over the toe. Stretch out. Awesome. If we're sort of coming here, this is about as far as we can go. We know that we've got some ankle mobility range of motion problems here. We can push through. One. Change sides when you're ready. 5 reps. Awesome. Alright. Once you've gone here, what we're going to do is we're going to take a seat, you're going to extend your leg. The aim is to try to touch your toes, neck, hold, and push. If not, just go to your range, with that ankle, shin, and hold that position. Every stretch we have, there's always progressions. So this is like super basic, it's a good little measurement, little test to see where you're all at. On top of that, we can add damage, we can add weight to make it challenging and obviously progress in your range. Change sides. Yeah, you might find out one side is a bit further than the other. Yeah. Awesome. Cool. Then from here, you're going to bring your feet together as close as you can. Closing the gap between yourself and your heels. Push down on your knees, your elbows, and swap side to side. You want to make eye contact? Don't make it weird. So good. So here we're just pushing the knees down, we're just opening up the hips. Feel that part? You know this feeling over here, they're like sound effects. Yeah. That honestly, like 5 to 10 minutes of this stuff. Yeah. Okay? So good. Rightio. Awesome. Release there. What we're going to do is we're going to come up onto the knee. And extend your arms nice and straight, drop your head through your shoulders and pull away at the ground. And that's going to be your shoulders and lats getting a nice little stretch. Fantastic. We're going to be holding this for 30 seconds. So good. Awesome. Then again, what we're going to do is reach out to your left side or right side, whichever you prefer, and just go as far as you can and pull away at the ground. You're going to get your lats now. You want to hold hands? That's cool. Right. Yeah. Exactly. And now change sides, so go further out to the opposite side of the start. What you do on one side, we always do on the other. So this is just the idea of priming and activating your body before you go and put yourself into a strenuous workout or a bit of strength training or strength building. You always want to be ready to go. Fantastic. From here, you're going to extend your arm out. You're going to drop your hand through and you get your shoulder to the ground. Here you get rotation in the trunk. Yep, go to your range. Fantastic. So shoulders should be touching the ground. That's like the end of that movement. Good. This is all little cues. It's just with your mobile in that area. So yeah, it's a little test for yourselves too to take note. Where's sore, where's tight, little cues. This is going to give you feedback into knowing what we need to work on. Cool. Change sides. Yeah. That's it. So good. Awesome. Coming back into that lunge position, we've got a couple more stretches to go through. Lunge, you're going to touch the ground with one hand, and then you're going to rotate, turn towards the roof, then come back. We're going to extend up as high as you can. We should be able to turn, touch, look up to the sky or the roof, then come back, and do 5 reps. Each side, and you'll change over to your other knee, do the same thing again. Now this is looking at your torso being turned. And each side being comfortable with the rotation. Fantastic. Cool. Once we're done there, we're then going to go into a little bit of wrist stretch. Fingertips towards your knees. Here you're going to send your bum back to your heels and rock back and forth. Just 10 reps, keeping your palms and fingertips flat, going to the forearms. Right, so the little cue here is ideally we want our middle fingers to be pointing straight at our knees. If we're feeling like we're sort of rotating a bit more and more outside, then we've obviously got some wrist tightness happening. Just keep moving through those motions. Once you've done 10, you're going to go fingertips facing forward, shoulders over your fingertips. So this time you're going in that other, outside of the wrists. Keeping it really nice and flat. You feel a little bit more mobile. Awesome. Cool. So going around the room just quickly, do we highlight any tight areas? Yeah. So we were sort of going around and just go around swiftly. Anything in particular? Lower back. Yep. Sweet.
Front crunch motion.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah.
Left knees from
Yeah.
cramming throughout the sides.
Yeah.
Like both of that.
Yeah. I think. Yeah. Legs. Yeah. Hips. Yeah.
Lower back.
Lower back. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Arms. Yeah. Yeah. Nice. Yeah. Yeah. Cool.
Never done something like that before.
Yeah, right. So yeah, everything sort of specific, again, specific to you. You're going to find little areas that need working on, and that's the idea, is that coming here, we can then really just nail it in and focus and have tunnel vision on what that is, whatever we need to better, whether it's generating more power, stretching out, mobility, all that type of stuff. Okay, from here, what we're going to be going through is you're going to go through some good mornings. So we're going to unlock our knees, you're going to send your bum back towards the wall, hinge at the hip, come back. The idea is to load the hamstrings up. This is our warm up for the workout. Unlock the knees, bum goes back, keep them straight back, and come up. 5 reps. So it's like a bow. So you should be feeling your hamstrings having a seizure. If they're not, keep sending your bum back. Nice. So it's not a squat. So we're not here and it's squatting. It's just bend and come back up. Load those hands. Send the bum right back. 5 more reps. Now we're going to add in a little squat. So you're going to unlock the knees, bum goes back, we hinge at the hip, we've loaded the hammies, my back is straight, we're then going to squat down, come back from the squat, bow back up. So it's a bow, squat, and come up from the squat, bring the leg. Unlock the hips, just hinge down, fantastic, those are 5 reps. Awesome, hinge at the hip, then squat down. Whole time you're keeping the chest up, fortunately, and the back is straight. Nice work. Awesome. Cool. Fantastic. Right, so now the fun begins. See, over on that little rack there, you'll see kettlebells. It's a big ball with the handle. I would like you to go and grab one kettlebell. You get to choose whichever weight. I'm not going to be nasty about it. Choose for you. But you can choose. So, you got spinning, some deadlifts, and some easy squat jumps. There's a big 30s there for someone.
I'm good. He's an Inuit. He's an Inuit.
There's no wonder.
I want to go on with just the handle.
Trust me, this is beneficial for your golf swing.
Famous last words.
I want to see you doing this field 6 a.m. too.
Yeah, I was going to say. We did our training today.
Yeah, we did this morning.
Right, yeah, so obviously this is a very introduction to what we do here. Lots of different movements, all based on functional training. There's obviously a lot of Olympic weightlifting, correlates really nicely to golf, positioning, explosiveness and all that, switching on the light switch. And the idea here is we're going to go through a bunch of movements that are not only going to build strength, but also add in to all that we're after. So whether it being our swing, creating and generating power through the hips, which is a key component. One thing I want you to all know is that it is all at your variation or capabilities. So if there's a movement that you go, oh, I can't jump too high, ankles, injury, whatever, that's cool, it is all scalable. Okay? So there's 3 movements that we're going to be doing, and we're going to be working again for 5 minutes. You're going to go non-stop, 5 reps of each of the 3 movements, and just move the whole time. The idea is to create a bit of intensity as well. So what we're going to do, first movement is a kettlebell swing. So from here, you're holding the kettlebell in the hip, like so, unlock the knees, it's going to be swing up to the top, just to eye level. The whole time, you're loading up your quads, and you're pushing and driving through the hips forward. Cool? Show me 3 reps here. Fantastic. So the whole time pushing those hips forward. Awesome. So we're going to do 5 reps there. The next one, what we're going to do is you're going to hold the kettlebell in the opposite position. You're going to do 5 squats. Like so. If you can squat jump, that's the next movement. Here, like so. So you've got either squats or a squat jump. Happy days? Show me 3 movements, please. Again, a little variation. You can squat, flip. You can squat jump. Show me some squat jumps. Now, if you are squat jumping, I want you to jump as high as you can. Okay, so we're going to go through that one more time. Again, if you're squat jumping, squat jump as high as you can. 3, 2, 1. If you're just squatting, just squat. Cool, we can go. Solid. Awesome. Right, the next one. Okay, so we've got 5 kettlebell swings, we've got 5 squat jumps or squats. We're going to go 5 deadlifts. So unlock the knees, grab the kettlebell, stand tall. You're here, just touching. Loading up the hamstrings, coming back up. Happy days? Let's go through that. When you're ready. Awesome. So whilst we're doing this, what do these movements look like in the real world? Obviously when we get that, that's how we should pick everything up. Over time we get lazy, you round back. So we want to keep that back nice and straight. How we did those good mornings before, we unlock the knees, we set the bum back, then we came back up. What I want you to do is then sit down. That is the whole range of movement. Sweet? Awesome. I'm going to start the clock in 20 seconds. If you want a drink of water, now's the time to grab a drink. We're going to go for 5 minutes. There's 5 of the deadlifts, 5 of the squat jumps, and then 5 of the kettlebell swings. However order you wish, we're going to move for 5 minutes. You're going to continually do that. Happy days? Right now, 10 seconds. Yep, 5 of each of the movements. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. 5 kettlebell swings. And you have 5 squats or squat jumps. If you're jumping really high. You're going to break your legs to the ground. Again, we're looking for intensity, speed, and holding a good position the whole time. Super explosive. It's 2.5 minutes, we're halfway. We have 60 seconds of work remaining. 60 seconds. That's it. Go, go, go. Another 60 seconds. Over. 40 seconds. I'm feeling like I'm moving a little bit faster than full. Stay on top of your core, keeping that straight back. So good. 30 seconds. 15 seconds. 10 seconds. Last little bit. Now's the time to chase that extra rep. 3, 2, 1. Well done. Drop the kettlebell. Get each other a high five. Up. Fabulous work. Awesome. So, yeah, fantastic. Great effort. So these are just like a couple of movements, obviously, to help create that explosive strength. They're very fast. The movement is like a light switch, as I said, with the same with Olympic weightlifting. Turn on a light switch, bang, it's on. Sweet, same with golf. We're sweating, we're looking for that explosive strength. Everything that we do here within the training, strength and conditioning correlates very nicely to golf. You're strengthening positions, you're getting stronger, your power output is greater. You're going to be able to move a load for a further distance faster, i.e. golf ball, load further. Happy days? Fantastic. Team, chuck your kettlebells away. Awesome work. Bring your chairs back around. I'll hand it back over to Tommy. Great effort.
Well, no, that was awesome. That was awesome. So a little bit of background. Brendan just asked me on what I used to do playing full time as a professional. So I turned pro back in 2011. Did a traineeship at Thornton Park, which has now been relocated to Rouge River. At that point, then when I started doing my traineeship, this is when I started to explore down the path of the physical elements, the golf coaches, the mental performance, trying to pick up everything that I could possibly research in relation to becoming the best golfer I possibly could. And then yeah, so I went down that path of doing it all and would have trained every second day with golf, and unfortunately I just didn't connect the dots together. It was just exercise was its own thing, the golf swing was its own thing, and then the mental element was its own thing. Where if we do that, and you know, for me personally, when it comes to exercise, it's very low on priority list. It's the last thing that I want to do. But I understand the importance of doing it, so I can keep up with my 6-year-old son, my 3-year-old son, and then a 2-year-old daughter as well. So I understand that the importance of it is there. So as soon as I can connect it to something, I'm more likely to do it. Same thing when it comes to the classes and having training partners. Golf itself is a very lonely sport when you do it yourself. Turning up and practicing and hitting, and it's good to start off with, but it does disappear. Winding back the clock, I was fortunate enough as a kid growing up that I had friends that I could compete with, little chipping comps, putting comps and things like that, and we underestimate the value of that. It's like, it's not the swing or how well we're swinging it, it's the environment that we decide to put ourselves in. So no different to this. It's when we're hanging around like-minded people and we're open about how we move, and we're not really cared about, shit, I can't do that, I can't lift that, and that guy over there is lifting twice the amount of weight of what I'm doing, and then it becomes more about what you can do, and then how you can then take that next step, and the next step, and the next step. This is ultimately the only thing that we can potentially control. And same thing as, this is a little bit more psychology about the golf as well, but it's the same thing. It's like there's only certain things that we can humanly possibly control, and it's ourselves. You guys chose to turn up today. You could have easily gone, no, I'm not going to do it, but you chose to turn up. And then if we start making these conscious decisions on, yep, I'm going to start to do this, and even if it's just a home gym, like you look at the exercise that we did, it's like if you have a kettlebell, all of the functional motion's done. And then if you feel like, oh shit, I need to be part of a group and a community because that's going to help me be more motivated and turning up, because if I can do that twice a week, and if that becomes the most physically hard thing that I do for the whole week, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Alicia and I have worked out we just could do this twice a week. It's the hardest thing that we do. I hate Jamie Josh when I turn up here. He fucking foxes. But we're happy for that, because that's why we engage him as a personal trainer to do it. Because if I could set this up at home, I know that it'd just sit there and just collect dust, and then eventually become the Gumtree sale, and off she goes again. And then when I have another brilliant idea that I'm going to train again, I go buy all that gear again and might use it for a week, and then it just sits in the corner there. I've done it. I've got bands like this sitting at home that have deteriorated over time because I just haven't used it. So we got to make choices, and when we start making these right choices, and we start to go, well, golf's a leisure sport, don't get me wrong. However, if I can stand up there and I know that I can enjoy myself playing golf a little bit more by getting the body to move a little bit better, and then it's going to prevent injury, and I can move a little bit better just through day-to-day stuff, like even just getting up off the floor and getting back up. It's like just doing that, doing something, just 5 minutes a day. It's just amazing how that just starts to snowball. So ultimately, the choice is on you guys. Hopefully you guys got something beneficial out of it. And actually, before I even assume that, I want you to go through the room here and find out just one thing that you guys have grabbed out of tonight's session that you can take with you. Action.
I need to be more physical.
Cool.
Yeah.
Perfect.
This is awesome.
Love it. Absolutely perfect.
Yeah, just to move more.
Yeah.
I was doing it 45 up until 6 months ago, and I haven't done anything since. So
Yep.
just to move more again.
Yeah. Love it.
Feel better.
Love it. More.
Probably a couple of extra days over and above what we're doing.
Yep. Good. Awesome. Good job. Good job.
Tighten the hips and that.
Yep.
All that, yeah.
Cool. Easy.
Felt that.
Yeah. 100%. 100%.
Yeah, it's good to have all the exercises that I know, but as you said, you disassociate them from doing beneficial things for your golf swing and whatnot.
Yeah.
And I wanted to have all the different exercises and stretches and movements for that
practicing that separation from the mirror.
Yeah.
That's about
Yeah.
easy.
Love it. Love it. Interesting. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Yeah.
I think for me it was just, as you said before, that little kickstart you need, and then again, I think this was it for me.
Yes.
Getting back into moving and trying to actually commit to doing some stuff, so.
I love it.
And also, you know,
Yeah.
that was cool.
Cool.
So twice a week, is that your recommendation?
As much as you can, like it depends on what it is. You know, if it's super strenuous, probably yeah. That's probably more of a Josh question, right?
Yeah, I think if you can rotate it 3 days on, 1 day off,
Yep.
a little bit of rotation there, you can get rest as well. So whatever works for your time. But
Yeah.
3 days is 1 day off. Works
Yeah.
good.
Mobility is something you can do every day.
Mobility, hands down.
Yeah.
You can, rather than doing a big block of it, 30 minutes once
Yeah.
a week, 5 minutes a day. Done.
Yeah.
This is a massive benefit.
That's the part Alicia and I are trying to schedule into our lives. You know, getting up before the kids get up and just having that you time, you know, just to get the body moving. At least it's just done. You know, you don't have to worry about it. It's not exactly hard, you know, but to actually do it's the hard part. You know,
Probably in a way, which side is more flexible than the other.
interesting. Yep.
Yeah, I guess just like highlighting balances as per what we were testing and stretching. Your question, Josh, of what feels the tightest? And probably me going, I probably tend to do stretches that feel good rather than ones that feel tight and painful.
Yeah. Interesting. That's the big thing too. Is why mobility works so well is because we never really tend to do it on the basis that we need to. So when we do it, we instantly get gratification from it.
Yeah.
I'll be able to see it working. So that's the big key.
No, exactly right. Exactly right. And then as a, you know, to kind of summarise the whole lot is that we are now more aware of what our body can and can't do. So if we can stick with the things that the body can do and we build a golf swing around it, so if I go, oh shit, my range of motion is tight, so I don't try and swing it like John Daly's. Swing it a little bit shorter, a little bit more compact. That's going to create more repetitive outcomes and a lot better result at the other end. Yes, that extra bit of motion may help you hit that ball, you know, 10 metres further, but at the end of the day, if you can stick to your range of motion, the body can then start to actually learn, yeah, exactly, or relearn how to generate power and speed, you know, off the back of that. And this is where, you know, even though they have the functional movements there, in watch golf on TV, not everybody gets the golf club to the same position as the parallel is, you know, concerned. There's the all the way through Bubba Watson, probably the modern day golfer like a John Daly that gets the golf club, and then all the way back there to a John Rahm who's going to be a lot shorter. Here, they both hit the ball miles, but what they do have is they've got the ability to do all of these things and apply it, you know, to their particular sport there. So before I leave you guys, and again, this is just like I said, my job is to help you, you know, kickstart these things. So to help kickstart these things, I'm going to make an offer just to you guys. Is that okay? So we've got a partnership with JMT here. For the next month, I'm happy to give you guys unlimited access to this facility to train in a group environment for a month. Nothing. That's valued at $300, I think, for the month from the top of my head there. So just to help you guys, you know, get kick-started. After that, you guys are on your own, and if you guys decide that it's going to be beneficial, we do have you know, programs now where we have the golf centre element and the gym element, you know, combined. So if you find that it's beneficial and it's going to help you, and you want to keep going down that journey, let me know, and we can have that discussion at the other end there. But between, you know, let's say tomorrow and for the next, you know, 30 days, let me know if you want to activate that, and we're more than happy to introduce you to, you know, Josh and the team just to help you guys get back into, you know, I'm happy to, you know, do that for you guys. Apart from that, I want to thank Josh for today. And,
Thank you very much for your time.
yeah,